Hello, friends. Welcome to the webinar on the topic emerging media trends and job opportunities. I'm Dr. Rajesh Tripathi, the program head of the BBA Media Management. Uh, the first slides talks about the kind of growth being experienced by the media industry. It talks about the market growth potential, players, opportunities, and what kind of possibilities that is within India and the different contacts in India. You can see the possibility in terms of the uh, Indian scenario, or you can say the very Indian lens, that more than 1 billion populations, 35 union territories, states, geographical area 3.3 million square kilometers, language recognized 22, business language English, national language Hindi, per capita income US dollar 534, GDP 650 billion US dollar. So though the data differs, if you just compare with the present scenario, the the economy has grown up, and with the vis with the growth, the possibility in the media industry is also increasing. Uh, when you talk about the media industry in Indian economy, uh, it is more than 6,900 million US dollar size, growth rate 14% CAGR. You can see the constituents: film industry 18%, print 38%, TV 41%, music 2%. Again, I would say basically this the source of this information is the Indian Brand Equity Foundation, which is one of the most authentic organization. Since data is a little bit old, but I would say that the the different constituents are growing. You can take the example of the television. You can take the example of the print. Though you are saying that the percentage of the radio is very less, but in recent year there has been again upsurge in the radio sector also, with the grant of the license for the FM radios of the private channels. So again, the possibility in radio sectors is increasing. Print has been a traditional media, and as we normally in a common parlance say that the Indian morning starts with a cup of tea and the newspaper in hand. So print has been a traditional media, and that is why it is having a lion share in the media industry. Music is again growing. So the purpose of showing these slides means that the media industry is pregnant with the possibilities. What I'm trying to say that it is full of opportunities, and that too with the emergence of the new media. When I say new media, I'm talking about the digital media, digital media. I'm talking about the different digital platforms, social media platforms, like Facebook, like other social media platforms. So the crux of the presentation is this: that the media industry is growing by leaps and bounds, and thus opening a great vista, opening a a very bigger room for the the budding managers, budding the aspirants in the media industries. You can see what I'm basically I was talking about. The changing contours means that new media is emerging up. If you just see that in terms of the content and delivery, commercial Hindi cinema, art movies, cartoon movies, commission programs, news, current affairs, commission program, news, current affairs, again, uh, fiction, non-fiction, film, private albums, and the deliveries through the cinema halls, mobile phones, cable, public broadcaster, FM channels, internet, newspaper, magazine, books, cassettes, CDs, pen drives, again, very authentic source, uh, PWC. So basically, what I'm trying to say that, lots of, new journals in the media is coming up. You can take the example of the internet newspaper, internet magazines, internet digital-based newspaper are coming up. The broadcast is being done through the cable. Uh, Public broadcasters, private broadcasters. Gone are the days when there used to be only Doordarshan or Akashvani. Now we have, the you know um, the channels, private channels are growing in numbers, and their number is crossing more than thousands. So you know such is the possibility in the media industry. Even if cost of production, film line, Bollywood, is almost already transcend the boundaries. International boundaries are becoming irrelevant because of the Bollywood films being admired and seen, even in the countries which are not at all related with the language, Hindi language. So, such as the expanse of the media, particularly the film, the importance of the regional cinema, growth of multiplex, growth in cinema advertising, merchandising, promotional materials revenues. Here, when I'm talking about the revenues, I would like to rather explain that media runs on a double revenue model. We call this a double revenue model because normally the main source of the revenue for the media is not a product, but the space that they sell. Uh, the purpose of saying this, or the main crux, is this that media earn its bread and butter from the space selling. And here comes the role of the the budding managers, that how to design that space, how to rather design that slot, in order to ensure the optimum realization of the revenue from that slot, the space and other things. You just see the newspaper during the festival season. You'll find that there is a plethora of the newspaper coming out of the front page, and just because of this advertisement, even the print media has now started experimenting on the design, the structures, and the contours. Uh, we find a new type of a newspaper. We call it as jacket newspaper, where you'll find that a newspaper enveloped in another page fold, uh, full of advertisement. So this is how being creative, being the thoughtful, you can rather increase the importance. It's a revenue generation capacity, uh, and this would rather ultimately invite, or rather generate the demand of the budding managers or the students who are listening to me right now. So television, again, you can. Girish, are you online right now? uh, Fee detail, you can get it from the website. If you just go through our website, uh, you'll find that fee detail is already given over there. And the fee is not a problem if you can rather match with your skills. Then fee won't be a problem. Okay. Thank you, Girish. I think that has. I hope that I have all answered your query. Thank you. Any query? Still, somebody. Who has any sort of a query may ask? Anybody? I hope that my presentation might have solved your queries or the inquisitiveness. So, if any left, then you may ask any questions regarding the media industry. Thank you.